Hi, this is Bruno here for the SalesTech Budapest conference. I am creating this video for the event from Toronto, Canada. Üdvözlöm a konferencia résztvevőit. One of the most fundamental questions to ask in business is, what makes a great sales team? Generations of businessmen and women have been seeking the right answers to this elementary question. What makes a great sales team? What differentiates good from great? The answer to this basic question have been consistent and stable for almost 100 years, but in the last decade, it has changed more than it has in the previous 5 or even 10 decades. What made a great sales team in 1920, 1950, 1980, and even in 2000 was talent. That's simple. The sales teams that had better people with better sales talent were performing better than the sales teams that only had mediocre people with mediocre sales talent. If we wanted to visualize this simple correlation, we would get something of a scatter plot. The correlation seen on this plot was evident in 1920, 1950, 1980, or 2000. Organizations that had more talented people in their sales team enjoyed better sales performance. Also the other way around. If a company wanted better sales performance, basically all they had to do was to recruit more talented people. When a team was full of passionate, driven, outgoing, smart salespeople, the performance increased. Today, this simple correlation is no longer valid. Today, having access to passionate, driven, outgoing, smart salespeople is not enough to guarantee high sales performance, especially on a global scale. Now, I can already hear many of these passionate, driven, outgoing, smart salespeople in the audience making a hissing sound. So please, don't get me wrong. Talent still matters. It matters a lot. Talent is still a crucial factor, but it is no longer the only key factor. In the past 10 years, we have seen 3 other factors rise to prominence. These new factors have an impact on the overall sales capacity and performance as much as the presence of talent. Furthermore, these 3 new factors have a significant potential to enhance or to hinder the capabilities of human talent. Can you guess what these 3 factors are? I would like to invite you to vote on this topic. Name 3 key factors that drive sales team success beyond talent. Just go to menti.com, menti.com on your device. It can be a mobile phone, tablet, laptop, or desktop, and enter the code 652444. Many of you have guessed right. Today, the 3 key factors influencing sales performance beyond the availability of talent is content, data, and technology. Let's talk about each of these factors in a bit more detail. Let's start with content. In earlier times, customers would usually have their first conversation about a product or a service with a sales agent. This is obviously not the case anymore, in the vast majority of cases, even in B2B. By the time our customer has a first interaction with our sales representative, he or she has sought out all kinds of information online. If we are not able to be creators and curators of this content, then the sales process, the buyer journey, is out of our hands. The prominence of this new factor is why inbound marketing and account-based marketing are essential sales methodologies, even if they don't have the sales semantics in their name. The rise of content is why a startup like HubSpot has a market capitalization of almost 15 billion US dollars today. Second crucial new factor is data. Sales traditionally has been about more art than science. In 1920, 50, 80, and even in 2000, sales was about the art of storytelling, or the art of intuition, the art of persuasion, the art of having meaningful conversations. This was all great as far as stories are what influence people's emotions and decision makings. But today, we are seeing a great pivot from art to science, or art and science. It first happened with marketing, more about that later, but it has caught up with sales. Today, terms like revenue intelligence, a buzzword coined by Gong.io, are earning mainstream credibility. Strong sales teams and their management need to and want to see where results are coming from. They need to and want to know how and where to allocate that human talent. They need to and want to know the likelihood of closing a deal and the potential lifetime value of a deal. They need to and want to know who the decision makers are and how various stakeholders are related in an organization. In other words, great sales teams today want to have not just the art of sales, but the science of sales. They want to have fact-based sales and not just anecdote-based sales. Last but not least, the third key factor emerging is technology. Technology is what enables both content at scale and data. Technology is what gives sales talent the superpowers to do more, to achieve more, to grow more. Technology augments what salespeople are able to do. That is why revenue intelligence technologies like Gong.io, SalesLoft, or Chorus.ai are skyrocketing in value and relevance. That is why CRM and sales enablement technologies like HubSpot, Sales Hub, Salesforce, or Lead Connect have become mainstream tools in sales. We have seen that for almost 100 years, great sales teams just needed great sales talent. Today, an up-to-date visualization would need to look more like this, a magic quadrant. Let's take a look at this magic quadrant. What we see here is that when we lack the human talent, but have the frameworks of content, data, technology in place, we could do great marketing, but also transactional sales, e-commerce in essence. When we have great human talent, but don't have these frameworks, we can still engage in consultative sales, but without content, data, technology, it will be a very suboptimal process with a lot of waste of time and resources. Also, it will be difficult to scale. Where the magic happens today is when these new frameworks for content, data, technology are wed with great human talent. And when I say magic, I mean unicorns and billion-dollar capitalization companies. So the billion-dollar question is then, how do we go from having great talent to having great talent coupled with great content, great data, and great technology? In my experience, the best way we can chart a path forward is to work on the integration of sales and marketing. When sales and marketing teams are brought together, marketing often has the potential to bring these crucial elements to the table. Marketing is often years, if not decades, ahead of sales when it comes to content, data, and technology. However, it is a mistake to think that sales marketing integration are marketing takeovers of sales. Not at all. Sales also has fundamental values and strengths to bring to this integration journey. Sales brings not just human talent, but also a laser focus on business objectives that truly matter. Marketing, when it's led to itself, when it's decoupled from sales, has a strong tendency to be self-immersed, and as a result can be caught up with all kinds of vanity metrics like social media engagement and website KPIs like bounce rate. With sales present, the need to have a common shared single KPI becomes relevant. This key performance indicator is revenue. Based on my experience with MemoQ Translation Technologies, a software company I worked for over 3 years, and my experience with NextWave Europe, a digital agency I founded 12 years ago, these are my 5 top takeaways and recommendations for successful sales marketing integration. First of all, start by defining a common key performance indicator for sales and marketing, and use this metric to achieve a common understanding of what success looks like. This KPI could be simply revenue, or metrics meaningful for both sides like number of sales qualified leads, or the percentage of marketing qualified leads that become sales qualified leads. Number 2, get the sales team involved in content creation. Let salespeople put their fingerprints on marketing materials. Sales is fantastic about being honest and laser focused on what really matters. Sales can give the right insights to marketing and help create content that moves the needle at all stages of the buyer journey. At MemoQ, this approach resulted in a shift away from creating content for the awareness stage of the buyer journey to focusing on content creation efforts to support the discovery and selection stages of this selling process. Among other things, this meant less original content for social media and more original content for product demos. Marketing can even produce content to help negotiation and procurement in the last stages of the selling process. Key takeaway or tip number 3, create common definitions of the buyer journey. Or in other words, create common understanding around the sales process, the selling process. In traditional organization, sales not following up on marketing qualified leads and marketing not creating sales qualified leads are usually the top 2 hurdles of sales and marketing integration. Getting on the same page about what constitutes MQLs and SQLs can go a long way towards removing friction. Good salespeople are very independent and self-motivated. If they have confidence in the leads, they will follow up and sell. If they don't, they will just look at them as noise. Number 4, ensure that new technologies are not just the playing fields of marketing, but a meaningful turf for sales too. New technologies should enable and empower sales. It helps if implementation and onboarding of new technologies is not led by marketing. Sales should have their own champions and experts in new technologies. For this, a lot of training and investment in skills are needed. My takeaway and tip number 5 is to end silos. Traditional organizations typically have many data and technology silos. Sales teams use X CRM system, marketing uses Y marketing automation platform, customer success management relies on Z ticketing system. Silos. Unifying these tools into a single integrated platform can become a strong foundation for a successful sales marketing partnership. Tools like HubSpot and Salesforce can offer such a unified platform. It is not too big of a statement to make that we live in a time of great change. We have seen more change in sales happening in the past 10 years than it happened in the past 100 years. So I wish all of you good luck and success in your transformation journeys. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions, comments, or feedback on LinkedIn. Have a great day and enjoy SalesTech Budapest conference.